Hello America, my name is Matthew B. Moore, and I'm here on a mission to keep you from running crap. And today I'm going to talk about a real piece of crap. And that piece of crap is Iron Man 3. The quest for Tony Stark. I don't know. Iron Man was good. Iron Man 2 was fun. The Avengers was fun. Captain America was fun. Thor was fun. I really liked the Hulk movie too, but everybody's like, oh man, I didn't like the Hulk movie. They all play well. They all play well together in the whole Avenger universe type deal. And the reason they play well is it's just like watching comic books. It's really fun. It's got all the booms and blams and sablalos and arguments and bad guys and good guys and conflict and all this stuff. And it's all there. You're in for the ride. You just hop on one of these movies and gallop. That is until you hit Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 is basically masturbating toward Tony Stark's feelings. Now, of course, we all get into characters and we all want to see their frailties. That's what makes them interesting characters. In Iron Man 3, I'm with Tony Stark. I understand that he, dies for a little bit when he falls out of the vortex hole in Avengers and kind of messes my man up. I'm with it. I really like the original idea that he would be an alcoholic as opposed to somebody who's just suffering from anxiety. Talking about a man who's, went 12 for 12 with all the Maxim models from one certain year in the first movie. Who speaks in front of people all the time, who's got tons of money. He's an extravagant playboy, so I gotta figure he's, slightly used to stress. I just think it's funny that every one of his episodes brought on in the movie was brought in by a child talking to him, which I found hilarious. Now, of course, we're all into his character. Now, 3 maintains the wit of the characters. The conversation is fantastic. The writing for the characters is fantastic. You love the conversations. The problem is, the story is a smattering. It's spooge. It's sprayed all over the place. It's unorganized. Now, I love what they did with the Mandarin, how they set up a bad guy that's not really a bad guy, but an actor who's being run by another bad guy. It's a great way to do it. It's just you don't really ever understand the menace. It is like watching The Phantom Menace. You're like, okay, I understand these are the bad guys. I just don't really feel it. And these things aren't hard to do. You write for bad guys and you make them bad guys. Now, classically, within the Marvel Universe, you know who the bad guys are. And you grow to hate the bad guys. I don't feel that in this movie. I still love the characters. I can't believe that, Favreau's eaten at least 20 people since the last time I've seen him, because, man, woohoo. And Gwyneth Paltrow's neck looks like an old turtle. But none of that matters. Their characters still hold up. It's just the way they're written. It's the story arc and structure that throws Iron Man 3 to the dogs. I mean, they didn't have to go this far. They could have followed a simpler story and made a lot more sense. Now, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil, too much for you, but I will say this. The end, the final fight scene is one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. And it borderlines on something that you would see in Transformers 3. It makes no sense. If you were to take the end of the A-Team movie and mix it with the end of Transformers 3, you have the end of Iron Man, with almost an equally as corny wrap-up. It just doesn't hold up. It's stupid. It's made for 7-year-olds who've never watched cable. It's ass. And I'll tell you, probably the biggest issue that I have is Disney. You should not Disney-ize Marvel Comics. They should just be Marvelized. Otherwise, you wind up with Pocahontas or, I don't know, John Carter. You just wind up with these sort of illogical poop stories. One of my least favorite things was the introduction of a kid. There's this boy, and Tony Stark meets him after he leaves a situation, is sort of estranged from everyone and sort of like crash lands in an area because the suit malfunctions. And he meets this boy who's probably about 11, 10, somewhere around in there. And it's the typical Disney setup for a child. One of the parents is missing. The child is having to deal with a lot of adversity and conflict and drama, but he's a tough kid with a smart mind, and he will prevail. And it's not necessary. I'm going to rewind and say this phrase. It's Iron Man. Iron Man. It's a comic book. It's not a Disney flaunt. It's not even any of that. It's Iron Man. Make a comic book. Kick my ass. Why do you think comic books are successful? Because they keep a story going. every month. Well, we got to come out with another story. What are we going to do? We're going to do this new bad guy. What are we going to do? I don't know, but they've made it work for years and years and years and years. And here's one other thing I'm going to throw at you. TV serials like Walking Dead or Breaking Bad. How do they do 6 seasons, 5 seasons, 4 seasons, however many seasons? They have an idea, and they write it, and they cleverly weave it in with the characters and keep you entertained. That's all that needs to be done. I'm really sorry that Iron Man 3 sucked ass. I was really disappointed, and I was bummed. And the child in me who walked into the theater going, yay! You know, Jeremy Hyler said, Matt, you're going to like it. And usually when he says that, he's right. So I was in the theater going, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a great time. And I knew pretty much right off the bat when they didn't start with the AC/DC that it was going to be pussy. So, in conclusion, waste your money if you want to, or you'll be entertained, kind of. But in all honesty, go see Star Trek. I haven't seen it yet, but I would probably tell you that it's going to be better. And don't rent crap America. Now, I wouldn't even want to do this review because I feel so bad, like I'm betraying a friend or something. But it blew. Rock on, America.